I'm Max Simpson. I'm on vacation. I'm not here for the show like always.
He's not here, is he?
No, he's not.
He's not.
It's not a surprise, though, is
Very
it?
red podcast, though, to be fair.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You got the red hoodie? Well, sure. Welcome into the PHMX Rising podcast. It's November.
It is?
Peaks Rising are not playing football.
That's most Novembers, isn't it?
It's a bit harsh, Rees.
It is.
They got to the second round this year.
Yeah, but by this point, nothing new.
Welcome in. I'm Owen. This is Rees. In case you didn't know.
Yeah. I'm not Max Simpson.
He's not Max Simpson, to be fair. He's not Max Simpson. And,
Max caused us to be late.
Max
Still
always causes us to be late.
Very.
Like, just things happen, you know. It is what it is. I mean, Max, it's your fault, mate, I'm afraid.
Absolutely.
We do have Noah behind the mic as well. Noah, how are you doing?
Good.
Yeah.
How are you guys? I'm definitely way better than this fella right here.
Well, that's our little Max stand-in. We thought if we gave him the hat as well, it would be.
It's got some swag.
Yeah, he's
Max
got
would
some
wear a
aura.
hat like that.
Absolutely.
I don't know. Would Max wear a hat like that? What do we think? You say absolutely. Noah, what do you think?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Unless
Well,
it
you know
says a
what?
joke.
Chat, feel free to chime in. Would Max wear that hat?
I think
Can you
yes.
tell it's the off season? We do have things to talk about. Obviously, the conference finals last weekend, and not only that, but the USL Championship Final coming up. Tulsa against Pittsburgh. There's international football to talk about as well, including a trio of former rising players that have qualified for the 2026 World Cup, and looking beyond that as well. Just other international football as well, other things to round up, and I don't know, other things. Maybe we'll just, what can we do? Max isn't here to supervise us today.
We can do whatever we want.
We could do whatever we want, and maybe we will, and maybe we won't. We'll have to wait and see. But let's start with USL. Let's talk a little bit about that last weekend of football. And Rees, where do you want to start? Should we start in the East?
We
Then
should
bring it
start
on
in the
West?
East because
It
the
did
East
start
isn't
in
as
the East.
funny as the West. That's the
Go
truth.
ahead for it. Go ahead for it. Tell me, what did you think about the Eastern Conference Final?
It wasn't the best game of football. It was excuse me. It was the most Pittsburgh Rhode Island game I feel like we could have expected. 1-0. Rhode Island went down to 10 men, and Pittsburgh now through to the final, where I think they have a very, very good chance of coming up victorious.
It's interesting. I mean, Pittsburgh obviously in a bit of an odd position, right, for a team that are making a run to the final, given what's been happening with the coaching situation there.
Yeah, and Bob Lilly is he on a leave of absence? Is that what they're calling it?
That's, I believe, what's
Administrative leave, one of the things where you just kind of don't know what's going on. But I mean, they've responded well to it. They've gone on this run all the way to the final, kind of sticking with the ethos of Bob Lilly ball, where you're not going to go out and score a lot of goals, play beautiful football, or really do anything that's entertaining. In fact, this was the first goal they scored in the postseason. The other two games went all the way to penalties.
It's
Isn't
really a
that
glowing
awesome?
endorsement of the football they play, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, even with the last game of the season, the 0-0 draw against Rising, so they hadn't scored in basically a month. October 18th was the last time they scored. And 3-0 win against Monterey Bay. Is that awesome? It's what football's all about.
This is football, boys.
Just
This is football.
playing the ugliest brand of football you can find and winning it all.
I mean, it can work.
It
can
can.
be very effective, to be fair. I mean, look, if you're a USL team, you probably don't have it all. You're not the best defensive and
Yeah.
attacking team, okay? And if you are, you love ALLCITY and you crash out in the first round, apparently, because this is football.
This is football.
This is USL Championship. This is what happens here. But at the same time, you got to be good at something, right?
Yeah.
They're good defensively. They're solid. They've been that team for years, and they've been the kind of team where if you get a goal against them, you're in pretty good shape. If they get a goal against you, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. Because you are not probably going to walk away from that with anything.
I agree. And, I mean, we pretty much saw that in the last game of the season with Rising, was that neither team really wanted a goal because of how the results were. You didn't want to attack too much. And as a result, we got 90 of the worst football minutes ever played. It was an absolutely dire match. But
this
thankfully,
is a glorious endorsement of USL Championship.
Well, I mean, it's mainly Pittsburgh. I'm not going to say they bring the league down, but they don't exactly play the most beautiful style of football, do they?
No, they don't. You're not wrong, but at the end of the day, it's a results game.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a results game, and they get results with this approach. We've seen it in the Supporters Shield, Players Shield win actually in USL. Now that we've given it a name, in the last few years, you've seen it with the run they're making now. Effective. It can be a very effective style of football, and hey, if that's what works, that's what works for you. But anything else to add on the?
No, let's get into the good stuff.
Oh, see,
let's all take a minute to laugh at New Mexico.
Rees, take it away.
Oh, Chris Shakes, you've done it again. Way to go, fellas! Way to go!
I woke up on Wednesday. No, I'm saying it's Wednesday now. See, I've lost track of days. I woke up on Sunday morning in Triesenberg up in the hills, and hear the news that they've done it again. They've done it again. They've done it again.
Absolutely.
You know what? I want to applaud New Mexico. Here's the thing. It's kind of a two-pronged comment I want to make on this. The first one is that, on the one hand, we have to be real, I think, about the situation and say, look, New Mexico seem to have an idea of what they're doing. The results are improving. You're seeing them grow year on year. You are seeing them turn to a pipeline for moving players and coaches onto better places. They are putting a big dent in that decently sized stadium that they play in. And some of those are things that I don't know if you always see from Rising. But on the other hand, have you got a trophy?
No.
Any trophy? I mean, they've been playing. Their first season was 2019. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6, 7.
There we go. I was waiting for that. Seasons. And what have they got to show for it, Rees?
They've got Greg Hurst.
I wonder, do you think they ever made T-shirts that said USL Championship Western Conference Regular Season Champions? Do you think they ever did that? I mean, it feels like the kind of thing they might have done. It is like the closest thing to a trophy they've got.
History.
What
a time. What a game, too.
We've really got to talk about. I mean, look, you mentioned it. James brought it up in the chat. Chris Shakes, man. I don't. You know what? For all the comments we make about Tambakis and the fact that this is the guy who's the all-time saves leader in USL Championship, and it's because he's not good enough to move on to anything bigger or better, right? We have to. Let's be real with that. Chris Shakes just does not fill. Any time I've seen the guy play, does not fill me with confidence in that goal, does he?
No. And I mean, on that first goal there.
It was comical.
It was beyond comical. If you showed that to me before the game,
you want to get the Benny Hill theme out, you know?
Absolutely. They just completely make a mess of it, playing out the back, and Tulsa scores. It's something that you can only dream of happening to New Mexico, really.
You can only dream of it, and you know what? You don't have to only dream of it.
Exactly.
Because they do it every year.
everything. I'm watching the goals back now, and it's just the second goal too. The way he just flails out the ball and it goes past him. The third one, the way he just lets the ball go between his legs. The only thing I'm sad about is that we didn't get to see Alex Tambakis in this game, because then we would have even more to laugh about.
You know why? Because he'd have probably got himself sent off or something.
Absolutely.
Or, you know that like dog so red. That
Yep.
Alex Tambakis special. The dog so red card.
It would have been the dumbest dog so red you've ever seen in your entire life, where he just doesn't need to make that challenge.
Where they're like 3-0 down already anyway.
Yeah.
And with 5 minutes to play, so you just don't have to do it.
Yeah.
You know, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? You're going to lose by 4. Oh no, now you've got no goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Amanda
Wilson, great point. It's the only team New Mexico really has. They are also Cowboys fans. They're not used to their team, they are used to their team not winning things.
It's very true.
Very true.
Very true. Very true. And it's good that they're not used to their team winning things. You know why? Because how many things have they won, Rees?
Nothing.
0.
Big 0.
0. Do they know what a trophy cabinet looks like?
Do we think that they have one in their stadium that's just sitting empty, waiting for the day? And they're like, we're going to put our first trophy in here when we win it.
Yeah, but I bet you they do. They'll have something like USL Front Office Awards.
Yeah.
Most improved social media. You'll never sing that kind of. You know?
Sportsmanship of the Year award.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
We played every game in 2020 away from home award.
That is one of their greatest trophies.
One of their greatest
they love
trophies.
saying that.
Made playoffs despite not playing at home. To be fair, an impressive feat, but didn't follow it up with
Didn't
a
do
trophy.
anything, yeah.
What else? What else have they won over the years? Worst away day in USL, to be fair, as soon as RGV left. I'm sorry they took that crown. Any other trophies for New Mexico United here, Rees?
Let's think.
You can chime in as well if you got any, Noah. And chat, feel free to chime in. If you
Rats.
Rats.
They've definitely just got one that's just a big rat. Let me think. They got Bob Carr and
I will say there was something about the fact that for anyone who doesn't know this, obviously I was off in like Switzerland and Liechtenstein, and the German word for town hall is Rathaus.
Oh.
And so every time I was seeing them, I was kind of thinking of.
I thought you were gonna say
New
something
Mexico.
like Albuquerque.
No. Well, I mean, I kind of did.
Yeah,
to
pretty
be fair.
much. Yeah.
I kind of did, to be fair. I don't know, any other trophies? I wonder if they have it in the locker room so they can walk by the empty case that will encourage them to play harder. Well, if they do, it doesn't work.
No.
I can say that much right now. It seems to not be working. It's kind of up there with, I'm just trying to think, right now, what is the biggest source of just laughter to you? Is it New Mexico not having a trophy so far? Or is it San Diego folding without ever winning a playoff game?
Ooh, that's tough because
there's a bigger sample size for New Mexico to have never won anything.
I think
San Diego didn't even win a playoff game.
All right, here's what I think. I can think about San Diego not winning a playoff game at any point in my life, and it'll pick me up. It'll make my day better. But throughout that whole time, I will be laughing at New Mexico for not having a trophy in that time span. So it's tough. They're equally hilarious.
What a time. What a time to be alive.
Hey, here's another trophy. Stopping the game for the first 7 minutes so Daniel Bruce can give a speech on the
why on
pitch.
earth did they do that?
I don't think we talked about that enough on this podcast. That was one of the most ridiculous things I've seen in my entire life.
You often hear people throw out games gone, but I'm sorry for that. Game's gone.
That's beyond game's
gone. Game's gone. You know what? Even if you just wanted to, you wasted a sub. You're lucky that no one really cared about how the opponent did in that game.
Yeah.
Because if it actually hinged on, them getting or not getting a result to impact people, suddenly you're at a point where it's like, you just wasted a sub and a sub window.
Yeah.
Just to do that. Are you taking this game seriously?
I think if I was the referee, I would have given Daniel Bruce a yellow card for taking too long to get off the pitch. Because that was absurd. And then since he stayed on the pitch, I would have sent him off straight. It was just the most... It boils my blood every time I even think about that. It's not like he's some great player. He's a good player for New Mexico. But it's not like... that should be reserved for guys like, a Messi a Ronaldo,
But they're not even
the
gonna,
world
you
best
don't do
players.
that even for Messi, to be
Even
fair.
then, but like, 17 goals across 171 games for New Mexico United. What are we doing?
You also need to think, and here's the other thing again. If he was, even if he had, and to an extent, I know he'll be club legend for them because he's been there for so long. But even if he'd been like, he was the guy to lead them to their trophy.
Yeah.
You know, I get that even, but I don't know, man. Game's gone.
Game's gone.
Game's gone. Game is gone.
You know what New Mexico's first trophy is going to be?
What's it going to be?
They're going to win the Jägermeister Cup.
They're going to win the Jägermeister
And they're going to
Cup.
parade it around like they've won the World Cup. It's going...
I was going to say the Visit Tucson Sun Cup.
Great shout.
If that ever comes back.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Nothing says real trophy like preseason competition held in Tucson, Arizona.
They'll never win the Phoenix Rising Red Blacks Showcase Trophy or whatever it was called.
I forgot they gave that one.
That was ridiculous.
There we go. Still one more trophy than New Mexico United has ever won. Finally, any last quick trophies before we move on?
No.
No trophies.
I cannot think of any more.
We give them a trophy for having no trophies.
That is true. We could give them one for that.
Terrible trophy drought FC.
Yes.
Oh, I've thought about it now. Pointless crowd cheering FC.
Oh yeah, and front office flags FC too.
Front office flags. Remember? Oh, do they get one for when they sang Nico Brett's name to the tune of Baby Shark?
Brett.
Yeah, no, that was
that's
just
awful.
that's just again, game's gone. Game's gone. The game is out the door.
I think USL's biggest mistake ever was putting a team in New Mexico.
Commercially, it's not. But and to be fair to them, the culture seems to work for them. But the culture is...
It's not great.
It's not great. It's not great. Well, we've spoken now about... I think we've had enough of digging on New Mexico for now. We may come back to that one at some point. I'll chat on Deborah there quickly when we have another show. We will be back next Tuesday, by the way, and we'll have a little bit of news on what that show's going to be as well later. But for now... You know what? We'll talk about the USL Championship Final, I think, when we come back on the other side of the break. But first, Max is going to make his 3 man. So let's talk about Circle K.
Circle K.
Circle K. Now, I know, Rees, you were out there munching on those Circle K snacks.
Yes.
Outside. I can tell, you know, you're a bit full now. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
You're telling me addictive.
Yes.
Very
in a good
much
way.
So. What were you eating?
The chocolate covered peanuts.
Very, very nice. Okay. Well, if you, like Reese, want to chow down on some chocolate peanuts, then, you know, you can go on down to Circle K. They're also America's thirst stops when you get thirsty. Grab yourself a nice Polar Pop as well. If you join the Inner Circle app, it's free to download and get enrolled on their app. Then you get discounts as well on your gas, and especially because tomorrow is a fuel day. If you're an Inner Circle member, you can get 40 cents off at participating Circle K locations across Arizona. So join the Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit circlek.com for details. Now, for more than 15 years, Access Insurance Agency of Arizona has provided affordable and reliable car insurance to drivers in the Phoenix metro area. As a dedicated part of the local community, Access also helps Arizona drivers get insured by offering flexible coverage options and accepting various forms of ID, driving histories, and license types. By partnering with over 20 insurance carriers, they make it easy for you to compare rates and find the best policy for your budget. With bilingual Spanish-speaking agents at 9 convenient locations across the valley, Access agents are ready to assist customers in finding the right coverage for their budgets and identifying available discounts. Both cash and card payments are accepted for added convenience. Access Auto, trusted by the community, rooted in Phoenix, and ready to help. All statements are subject to the terms, exclusions, and conditions of the applicable policy. In all instances, the current policy contract language prevails. Coverage is subject to individual policyholders meeting underwriting qualifications and state availability. Other terms, conditions, and exclusions may apply. Right. Whew. Amanda's come in with one more trophy, by the way, for New Mexico. Team with most sponsored.
I'm going to say they've lost that. I think Colorado Springs has
Colorado
them
Springs
beat.
might do, to be fair.
I felt the one time I went up there, they had everything. I mean, stoppage time was sponsored by a clock shop in Colorado Springs. Like, it was awesome. It was Max Simpson loved it. You should have seen him. He was
You've seen
smiling
the
ear
grin
to
on
ear.
that man's face. He's never been happier. He has never, ever in his life been happier.
Never. That was the happiest day of his life.
Absolutely. Right. Should we move on to the final? What do we think, Rees?
It's going to be interesting. Which great analysis there. But FC Tulsa, Pittsburgh, 10 a.m. kickoff here in Phoenix, which is 11 a.m. in Tulsa. Correct me if I'm wrong.
11 a.m.
11 a.m. Love that.
Baseball stadium.
Just the things you want to see on a final broadcast to the national stage.
Live on CBS.
And also two teams that have very similar color schemes. So it's awesome. I think that this is a game that probably still favors Pittsburgh just because, as we've spoke about, they could go eons and eons without conceding. And if they get some penalties, they've already won 2 shootouts this year. Eric Dick, Owen's favorite goalkeeper of all time, could have the edge there. I did worry about FC Tulsa before last week, but their game against New Mexico United, I don't know how much of that was Chris Shakes and New Mexico United being goofballs, because you look at the other 2 games that Tulsa played in this postseason run.
An insightful analysis there. Chris Shakes is a goofball, says Rees.
Well, they didn't win convincingly against Colorado Springs. That took till extra time, and then against Rising was the last kick of the game. This is the first time they really they won in first time they won in regular time, but also first time they won convincingly. So I feel like they kind of have that challenge out for them, kind of approve it. But they're the home side, and I just feel they could have the edge there. But again, I will stick with Pittsburgh.
Sticking with Pittsburgh.
Sticking with Pittsburgh.
I wonder if the home field advantage is going to carry them, though, is the thing.
It could. Let's see. I'm trying to think of... Okay. I'm looking at every home team to play in the final. It's every other year, pretty much. The home team's either won it or lost it. So it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't
not
hugely, impact things in a lot of ways. But I just wonder, in a game that's going to be tight, very fine margins, don't see necessarily a lot of goals coming in this one.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh don't play in that way.
No.
Tulsa, outside of the way that they demolished Chris Shakes, haven't really been lighting the world on fire either.
Mm-hmm.
But they are finding ways to get the goals in extra time. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still kind of look at this and say, you know what? I think Tulsa are going to prevail, and it's vibes, but it's the USL Championship playoffs. Everything is vibes.
Yes. And it's chaos too. So, I mean, I do think that is fair. I think this is really about as close of margins as you could get in a final, because it's just, I don't think there's one team that I really back getting a goal. I know Tulsa's obviously coming off that game where we scored 3, but as we mentioned, unless Pittsburgh signs Chris Shakes tomorrow, that's not going to happen again. They're not going to score 3 goals like they did against New Mexico.
They're not going to sign Chris Shakes as well.
Well, yeah, that's probably the most important thing.
I mean, Eric Dick, as much as sometimes we can critique him,
he's good. He's not
relative
the best.
to Chris Shakes. Also, on that note, I'm sorry, Koke Vegas robbed. The all league teams should have been included in there. Danny Vitiello made the second team. Damian Last first team.
I forgot that got announced. That feels like years ago already.
Oh yes. So go on. What scoreline you having for this one?
1-0.
1-0 Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Normal or extra time?
Extra time.
I'm going 1-0 Tulsa. Extra time.
Isn't this gonna be awesome? We're gonna be watching.
You know what? We say this, and it's gonna be a 3-all end-to-end thriller. With
Penalty shootout. They'll be like 24, 23.
Or someone scoring a winner in the 122nd minute again. You know.
Actually, or I predicted 1-0, but I want to see a keeper take a penalty.
You want to see who can keep their nerve when the moment comes. Eric Dick or probably Tyler Derrick?
I'd be willing to bet Eric Dick there.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't know. I mean, look, to be fair, this is possibly me being unfair, but I never got the impression he was the most mature guy when he was here in Phoenix. And he was younger then. Not young, but younger.
I don't think Tyler Derrick's necessarily known for that either, though.
No, I know, but it's why I'm saying, why is Eric Dick the guy with the bottle to you? Away from home too.
Compared to Tyler Derrick, I think he's got it.
I think whoever goes first scores, and the one who's second has the like panic and
40 yards over the bar.
Skies it.
Yeah.
You know? I think it's when you don't have the knowledge that you miss and you lose. I think that goalkeeper will put it away, and it's the 1-0 miss. Any other last thoughts then on the this thrilling USL Championship Final that we have coming up?
Hopefully, it's not 90 0-0 minutes and then 30 more minutes of 0-0 ball, and then we get the worst penalty shootout ever on national TV, because that would be a glowing endorsement for the league. But if it is, we will be there.
We will be there. Right, well, anything else on USL right now?
Ryan Martin, Oakland.
Ryan Martin to Oakland. That's true. That's true. What does that mean for Panels? Formerly played under him in
Forgot
Loudon.
about that. I didn't even think about that from that angle.
Didn't leave Loudon, I think, in the best of circumstances. That'll be interesting to see how that works. I mean, it's an ambitious move from them. Obviously, he's a guy who's known for developing and working with young players. Has often had Loudon kind of punch above their weight a little bit there. I mean, they definitely did this season for large stretches of time. So I feel as though interesting move. They're really making moves, though. They got rid of the sporting director as well. You know, they're making moves over in Oakland. We're going to see how that goes. Thing is, they've got now a little bit more, I think, money than they've had to play with in the past. The attendance helps.
Yeah.
You're able to play in front of much bigger crowds at the Coliseum than they did at the various stadiums they played at along the way. I think it'll be interesting to see how much they invest on the playing side and where they can take it, really.
Also, Panos had 5 goal contributions in 31 games this season. I think he's got a little bit more to worry about than what Ryan Martin means for him.
Very, very true. Any other USL news? Not a whole lot is there going on.
Springs got a new manager. Can't remember his name off the top of my head.
That's a glowing endorsement right there.
Yeah,
Rees.
Alan McCann.
Wow, there we go. Alan McCann. Tell me about Alan McCann.
He's been there since February 2021 as a performance and technical analyst. Then he was technical director and assistant coach last season.
See, this to me, I'm gonna really weigh in on this one. A lot of people at the time was saying, when they parted ways with the head coach up there, was saying why. They were shocked. And okay. I mean, to an extent, I understand that when you win a title and then you perform poorly the next year. Okay, right. I do understand the fact that there's maybe a bit whereby you say, okay, do we really have to get rid of the coach in that moment? Because, it's they've won you something. That's kind of the big thing there, isn't it? They've won you something in that season. So why are you a year later getting rid of them, even when they make the playoffs? Even though they struggled, they had their issues. To me, I don't know why you promote from within.
That's what I was gonna say. Is you come off this bad season. I know that again they make the playoffs, eliminate first round, but it's
getting rid of James Chambers to promote from within.
Yeah. Just
doesn't make sense.
If you fire James Chambers and bring in like Ryan Martin just because he's a guy that has been available, that makes sense.
If you're going to do it, you've got to make an ambitious move. You've got to make an ambitious move.
This just was not.
You don't fire a coach and then promote from within.
Yeah.
Especially when people are kind of like, well, why do you fire the coach in the first place?
Yeah.
I kind of look at it and say, why do you fire? And I had more understanding, I think, than some people did of why you may choose to do that. But when this is the decision you make coming out of it, I mean, you're just going to why?
That makes me wonder if there's just kind of more than I can see on this because, like, obviously the results weren't there, but why would you promote within if it's not like you favor that guy more than James Chambers in a way?
Very odd.
It's bizarre.
Very, very, very bizarre. Don't really get it, to be frank. There was another award in there, by the way. Kyle Adams, Defender of the Year, by the way. Danny Cruz, Coach of the Year. I'm afraid Luke Spencer got robbed.
I agree. It's the FC Tulsa, or not FC Tulsa.
So, yeah, well, Cruz won it with 45% of the ballot. Luke Spencer had 29%. I voted for Luke Spencer.
Yeah.
To be clear. On that one, I was, yeah. Interesting. Adams got it with 35% of the vote, while Louisville City's Josh Jones got it with 32%. I mean, so many Lou City awards. And I understand.
Surely they won the league, right?
Well, they did win the regular season, to be fair. Quite convincing.
Yeah. What happened in the postseason?
Well, yeah, but anywhere else to play.
I
this
know.
is the thing, I'm not a big playoff guy.
Oh, I'm not either. And I think the format that the USL has is way too big, too. But to win all those awards and then get bounced in the first round to the Detroit City FC, it's pretty funny.
I also need to say this. I'm sorry, Koke Vegas only got 13% of the vote for goalkeeper of the year.
Yeah.
Compared to 42% for Vitiello and 45% for Damian Lars. Robbed. Koke Vegas. I'm just saying.
It's the San Diego loyal tax.
San Diego loyal tax, apparently. Right, when we come back on the other end of this, we are going to have some talk about some former rising players who are doing impressive things, would you believe?
Really?
On the world stage. First, we're going to keep it local here in Arizona because when you want to go out and support your local Arizona sports teams, where are you buying gear from?
Rally House.
Rally House is the go-to spot to shop for all of your favorite local Arizona team gear. They've got tens of thousands of products to shop from. We've been on their website as well, and look, as soon as it's announced, what did they have?
Rising
gear. Of course they did. That one's rare, some people know, sometimes to find those things.
It is.
Can be hard. They got locations in Tempe, Mesa, and Glendale, so go check them out. Everything you could want. Hats, jerseys, drinkware, signage, coolers, socks, sunscreen, in case you're a little bit out there, Emmy Quayshow style. They only carry Arizona sports teams too. So every time you visit a Rally House, you're guaranteed to find something new, unique, that matches your game day vibe. Find your local Rally House location and shop their entire product assortment online at rallyhouse.com today.
If you've ever been in a car accident before, then you would know you need to do your research after an accident or serious injury. The lawyer you hire does matter. Mark and Alexis Breyer are the husband and wife law team. Phoenix is their home, and they have raised 8 children here. Their whole team brings 100 of years of combined trial experience. They are certified specialists by the State Bar of Arizona, and you can get access to an attorney at all times. They will always find time to call you and meet you directly, and they will go to trial with you. They also have a fair few of promises as well. You can cancel the fee agreement at any time for any reason, and you will always be able to speak to one of your lawyers as often as you choose about anything you want to discuss.
They're also, you're going to receive at least as much in your pocket as they receive for their fee, even if they have to reduce their attorney's fee to do so.
And if you've had a serious injury, call the husband and wife law team first at 602-783-8841 or visit their website at the link in our show notes and tell them PHNX sent you.
Reese sent you.
Yeah.
All right.
Not Max.
Not Max. Max wouldn't send you.
No.
Max is not a good guy.
Never.
He's not a bad guy. I don't know.
I've met worse
guys. I've met worse guys.
Absolutely.
Right. Reese, we're going to talk about this. 3 teams qualified for the World Cup yesterday from the CONCACAF qualifiers. 3 groups in this stage of qualifying in CONCACAF. All 3 teams, would you believe, had a former Phoenix Rising player on them. In Group A, Panama, Carlos Harvey.
What a guy.
I know. They went out and they demolished El Salvador to claim top spot in Group A. They knocked Suriname off the perch in that one. In Group B, it was Curaçao with Jearl Margaritha.
Scenes.
Reese's favorite right there.
Absolutely.
Who
Mr.
who
Aura.
pulled it off at Independence Park in Kingston against Jamaica, a 0-0 draw. That one, what a dramatic
Absolutely.
finish. There was the penalty that was awarded and overturned. Ivan Barton going over to the monitor, overturning that one. And the 0-0 draw was good enough to give Curaçao their berth in the World Cup, the smallest country to ever qualify for a FIFA World Cup with a population of less than 200,000 people.
It's also the smallest by land, too.
Also the smallest by land as well, would you believe? And then finally, Carl Saint, who has been with Rising this past year on loan.
Yep. With Haiti.
Was Haiti. Now, Haiti, of course, cannot play in Haiti for reasons that are quite abundantly obvious, to be honest. They played their home match in Curaçao, and yet, do you see the size of the Haitian crowd there?
I did.
And it was electric.
It absolutely was.
Absolutely electric there. And they went out and got it done. They topped their group. They go into the World Cup.
2-0.
They had to stop and wait as well. They had... Do you see them in the huddle?
I did see that. That was awesome.
With a game on their phone because they were waiting to check that Honduras didn't nick it at the end against Costa Rica.
Football heritage.
And as soon as the final whistle went in that one, you just see these guys going absolutely nuts. Haiti back in the World Cup for the first time in 50 years. And yeah, we've seen some really weird eliminations in this as well. Costa Rica out. Didn't even finish second in the group to give themselves a chance of going to the Intercontinental Playoff. And Suriname, who were 3-0 down against already eliminated Guatemala with a last-ditch own goal to make it 3-1, gave them the advantage over Honduras as the second-best second-place team, which means Honduras are now out. Suriname have made it to the Intercontinental Playoff, alongside Jamaica, who'll be going there as well. What a crazy end to those games. And of course, don't forget as well, Honduras and Costa Rica, the little mass confrontation there as well near the end.
I mean...
What a scenes.
Steve McLaren, bottler of all
resigned, hasn't
bottlers.
he?
Yes,
He's
he has. Yeah.
He's resigned as manager of Jamaica after their failure to qualify out of that group. I mean, you'd have to imagine Miguel Herrera's about to go as well.
Yeah.
Has he already gone?
I haven't seen
surely
anything
he isn't
yet,
long
but
for
surely.
that job. Let's put it that way. I mean, you can't stay in that job after finishing third in that group. I mean, again, it's a qualification process that included none of Mexico, the US, or Canada.
Yeah.
And they didn't even sniff qualification.
Lost to Haiti and draw to Honduras the last two games. No goals scored in either. Brutal.
Surely he's gone.
It has to be.
I mean, I just don't see a situation now where he stays on in there. I mean, surely the expectations have to be higher than that. That was a disgraceful showing from them, given the stature of the history that their team has, and you can't afford to crash out in the way that they did. But I mean, wow! I mean, Suriname, what a weird way to go through.
I mean, the game is over, and all of a sudden you're
they
heading
didn't even
to
really celebrate.
No, I don't think they knew.
I just remember watching the end of that game as there was a guy wearing like a weird novelty football tie, kind of going on and talking to them at the end of the game, like, "Oh, by the way, we still snuck through in second place." We kind of did it, I guess, just about.
So now both Jamaica and Suriname go into the Interconfederation Playoffs, which will be March of next year. 2 paths, 2 brackets of 3 teams. DR Congo and Iraq, the 2 seeded teams, so they'll play in the final. And then Jamaica, Bolivia, Suriname, and New Caledonia are unseeded, and they will be drawn. I don't know when that is.
That's tomorrow.
Oh, it is?
It's going to be
Okay.
overnight, so it will be at 12 o'clock Central European time, I believe, which equates to about 5 a.m. here in Arizona. But yeah, let's talk about that one. We'll talk about the Intercontinental playoff first before we get on. We'll get on to some of the European qualifiers as well later on. But let's talk about this Intercontinental playoff right now. You're right. The Congo DR, who overcame Nigeria in the playoff they had there in the African Confederation. They will face the winner of two of these unseeded teams. That is, again, knowing that, to my knowledge, the two CONCACAF teams must be placed into separate paths. So that means that Jamaica and Suriname will face either Bolivia or New Caledonia. So, hey, you may be in a point right now where the pathway could be Suriname against New Caledonia faces the Congo DR for a place in the final. Or you can also get, it's Jamaica, Bolivia, Iraq also for a place in the World Cup. Who do you fancy? I mean, the seeded teams, obviously, in Congo DR and Iraq have a bit of an advantage there. They're only playing one real game there. These matches, by the way, will be played in the two of the Mexican host cities for the World Cup, that is, at the Estadio Akron in Guadalajara and the Estadio BBVA at Monterrey. Very beautiful stadium, that last one. Who do we fancy?
I'd like to favor Jamaica, but
I think
it depends on who they appoint and what can you do in, one window where everything's on the line.
It's true, but they do have the players, is the thing.
Yes.
I think that's the key thing here. They have the players that if they show up, you'd have thought they could probably be. I mean, it also depends on who they draw. If they draw Bolivia, that's a tough first game. Although, admittedly, I feel as though some of Bolivia's success recently is because of the altitude. They don't get to have it at their disposal this time. Apparently, actually, sorry, it's at 1 o'clock Central European time is what I'm currently reading. It's going to be early tomorrow. Yeah, that's so you favouring Jamaica in there? You think they got a good shot?
Yeah,
I think Jamaica have got a shot as well. Bolivia also. I mean, again, as always, your South American representative is always going to be quite well favoured in this one. Be interesting to see. I mean, obviously Congo DR and Iraq as the seeded teams in this one. I mean, I'm not sure you'd have expected the two seeded teams to be from Asia and Africa, but
yeah, I'm willing to write off New
especially
Caledonia.
not when it was you're willing to write off New Caledonia. To be fair, I mean, we got Noah shaking his head right now. You're not writing off New Caledonia.
If New Caledonia wins and qualifies for the World Cup, we will absolutely be there no matter what.
Well, can I just say this now? To be fair, in New Caledonia have a record win. What do you think is their record ever win? It came in 1991. It is against a FIFA member. It was against Guam, by the way. What is their record win? This is played on neutral ground as well. It was in Papua New Guinea.
All right, I'm gonna go for it'll be in the teens, probably. We'll go 16.
18-0.
Okay, yeah.
18-0. They also did it to Micronesia, but that doesn't really count. And the biggest defeat was 11-0 against Australia. Fun facts: the more you know about this team. Who else have they got? Have they got anyone who plays of any level that's worthwhile?
No.
What league are they? Currently competing in the Championnat National 3. Great. I don't know who any of these teams are. No is the answer. A lot of them do play in New Caledonia as well. You don't fancy them though. Okay, fair enough. Right. Well, when we come back on the other side of the break, we'll talk a little bit about UEFA qualifying as well. I think so we get some of that in. Have some fun. But first, you can see Max Simpson isn't here. And why is Max Simpson not here, you might ask? Well, the answer is probably because he's taken some pure edibles. That sounds about right, yeah?
Yes.
I think that may be where Max is right now. You know, pure edibles, they were founded in Arizona. They're available in 130 dispensaries statewide, created up in Flagstaff at the Noble Hill Dispensary. Also made now here in Phoenix as well. Pure gummies are not covered in sugar like all of their competitors. They're a full-fledged candy company offering gummies, kicks, chews, again like Starburst, caramel, you know, hard candies as well. And the effects are clearly listed on each tin, so you know exactly what effects to expect. They also offer gummies to help with sleep support, which, you know, maybe you won't need if you're watching the USL Championship Final this weekend, but we'll see on that one. You go find yourself some pure edibles products from one of the over 130 dispensaries that they're at across Arizona. And of course, you know, Max, if he wasn't doing the edibles, I'm sure he'd be down at our good friends at Gila River Resorts and Casinos, because no one does it better than Gila River Resorts and Casinos. You can visit any of the 4 locations, Wild Horse Pass, Lone Butte, Vancouver, and Santa Mountain, to experience the best that the Valley has to offer. May need a few drinks down at there if you're watching, again, that USL Championship Final this weekend. It may be a little bit of a snooze fest. It may not be. Who knows? You go big and go home a winner as well. On the dining options, from upscale to approachable, casual to classy, from bar to bar none. So many different dining options, always in good taste. And again, go all in the 4,500 slots and live table games, or you can catch all the action at any of the sports books. You do you at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Visit playathila.com for more details. Right. UEFA qualifying. Leave a like, by the way, as well, and shout out to the chat. We'll remember that at some point. Right. UEFA qualifying. So obviously I was just over watching Wales beat Liechtenstein 1-0, and then apparently we put 7 on North Macedonia because banter.
Football.
This is football. This is football. This is how it works. You know, as we look at UEFA, gosh, catch me if they're there. As we look at UEFA qualifying overall, Scotland with the last minute winner, Republic of Ireland with the last minute winner.
Yeah.
Scotland's puts them into the World Cup. Ireland's puts them into you know, the playoffs. Norway demolishing Italy on their own turf.
Yeah, that is funny always.
That was quite funny, to be fair. Who do you think are the people to kind of look for out of these UEFA qualifiers that have made it already into the World Cup and could do some damage? Again, I'll run through the list if you want. The people who've already qualified:
Yeah.
Germany, Switzerland, Scotland, France, Spain, Portugal, the Netherlands, Austria, Norway, Belgium, England, and Croatia.
It's hard not to say Spain. I
I was waiting for you to do the inevitable. I was waiting for you to do England. Yeah.
Well, I think they're second, but I think Spain's just far and away number 1 right now.
There we go.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see them win the Euros and win the World Cup.
There we go. There we go. Right. Well, you know what? On that note, we'll talk about the playoff draw, which is also coming tomorrow, by the way. Tomorrow for the World Cup playoffs from Europe in Pot 1. For anyone who doesn't know how this works, by the way, Pot 1 is drawn to play Pot 4. Pot 2 is drawn to play Pot 3, with the higher pot team being at home. You're drawn into a pathway. So the winner of that game between 1 and 4 will play a winner of a 2 and 3 game. To be hosted by someone that is drawn. So it isn't going inherently to the highest seed. It will go to the winner of the game that was drawn out to be the host of that particular pathway. But Pot 1 is Italy, Denmark, Turkey, Ukraine. Pot 2 is Poland, Wales, Czech Republic, Slovakia. Pot 3, the Republic of Ireland, Albania, Bosnia, and Herzegovina, and Kosovo. And in Pot 4 is Sweden, Romania, North Macedonia, and Northern Ireland. Rees, anyone you can see doing some damage out of these in terms of these playoffs? Who do you think is going through?
It's tough to say until you really see the draw, because I mean,
will Italy bottle it again?
That's kind of what I was gonna say. Like I could say Italy's gonna bottle it, but you know, if they get Northern Ireland, they're gonna batter them, and then if they get
Well,
an
they say that about
EC3
North Macedonia, and they
that
lost
is
to them
true,
before.
but Northern Ireland's got Connor Bradley and nothing else.
Sweden can't buy a win right
Yeah,
now.
but I still wouldn't want to face them. I would if I out of all the pot 4 teams, that is a team that I would like least because I mean I know they've
But
been
Macedonia,
bad.
look, here's the
They've
thing.
got
Let's say about North
gunpowder.
Macedonia. Yeah, Wales battered them. That's the only game they've lost all qualifying group. They drew twice with Belgium.
Yeah. But I also think, with Sweden though is they've got the players. It's got to click eventually. That's just like the last team I'd want out of pot 4.
Okay, fair enough.
Who do you want? Like who's your like preferred draw
for Wales?
Yeah.
Probably Kosovo out of pot 3. From the pot 1 teams, if we're gonna have to be away, it would probably be Ukraine purely because they will not play at home. It will be a neutral site game in Poland. They aren't able to host, and I think that has a big impact. You will want to be going away to Italy, Denmark, or Turkey.
No.
Turkey, the atmosphere, you don't want that really for a must-win game like this. It's probably Ukraine. I think that some of the others, you look at your Denmark and your Turkey, they're beatable. I mean, Italy always bottle it in the playoffs, so maybe you kind of want them for that one, and you hope that the good run continues and they bottle it in the playoffs. But at the same time, it's Italy. You don't really want to play them if you can avoid them, do you?
No.
I don't know. I mean, the one team I really don't want, and it means it's the team that we will draw, is the Irish, I think, out of pot 3. The Republic of Ireland out of pot 3, I think, is one that will end badly for us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Safe to presume. It's just the kind of storyline you don't want any part of, really. Is what it is. Any other final thoughts on the World Cup, Rees? International football's great, by the way. People who bag on international football are idiots.
I agree, but we need to stop pretending like it's also not being sanitized.
It is being sanitized in some ways, but it's in a very different, I think, kind of way to the way that club football kind of has been over the past however many years.
Yeah.
And it still has certain parts to it that I don't think they can quite so easily sanitize.
That's fair.
Right. Well, before we go, we do want to let you know, by the way, you can join our PHNX Sun Devils crew for a live post game at Local Patron on Mill Avenue after this year's Territorial Cup on November 28th. You're going to have Totri, Eric, and Shane over there. They're hosting a live post game following the game. It's courtesy of Captain Morgan. You can join them approximately 30 minutes following the final whistle for this special opportunity to witness your favorite Sun Devil show in person and probably get a drink while you're at it as well, win or lose, as we know. Rees, any final thoughts? We do have one thing to announce as well, but Rees, any final thoughts?
No. Or no. Let's continue to laugh at New Mexico.
Let's continue to laugh at New Mexico.
Yes.
Good. And while we're at it, remember, we will have a show next Tuesday, by the way, Tuesday at 6, where we will be doing our PHNX Rising End of Year Awards. So the ballot for that will be going out soon. The fan ballot going out for that. Keep an eye on our social media as it goes. We will also have, if you are a diehard, by the way, we will have a diehard specific ballot as well, which will go in the Discord. So check it out in Discord if you want to do that. We'll have all the usual categories that we put out there, and that will go out, I believe, tomorrow ahead of our show next Tuesday. So close it up on Monday. We'll close that and see who our big winners are. Who's it gonna be, Reese?
There's like 2 players.
There are more than 2 players in the squad.
How many worth mentioning?
This man is so checked out.
Does Max have any final words?
Turn to him.
Let's
ask. Max, anything? Sorry, I forgot. No, I'm on vacation.
But hang on, Max. Don't you? Where did you go on vacation this time?
Curaçao.
Why is he in Curaçao?
Jearl Margaritha.
Oh, he's gone there to see... Jearl Margaritha was playing in Jamaica.
I got confused.
So he went to see Carl Sainté instead.
Who? Max
To be
didn't
fair,
go to enough
Max
games to
hasn't
know
gone to
Carl
enough
Sainté.
games this year to know, to be fair. He really hasn't. But Max, didn't you? You've been to the beautiful sights of southern New Mexico now, you know, Lordsburg, Deming. Didn't you want to go back there instead?
Deming, New Mexico.
Max, am I hearing rightly that you are Deming, New Mexico's biggest fan?
Absolutely.
There we go. Well, you heard it from Max Simpson himself. That was definitely Max that was talking throughout that entire time. So to be fair to Max, he did show up today. Round of applause for Max Simpson, everybody. He did show up today. There he is. Final word, Max.
I love ads.
See, I mean, you know it's Max because he loves ads. Right?
Yeah, that's very clearly Max.
All right, that does it for us here on the PHNX Rising podcast this Wednesday. We'll see you next Tuesday at 6 o'clock. We'll be doing our end of year awards, wrapping things up for the season, drawing the line under this 2025. You can follow me on Twitter at OJEvans18. Rees is Rees11_. And do you want to give it away or no?
No, you don't need mine. I'm not worth a follow.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
I'm highly unactive.
I think the people need to follow you.
You can follow me at
On LinkedIn.
follow me on LinkedIn.
Well, that's what you follow Max normally, to be fair.
Oh, true.
I thought it was a Max.
I follow
kind of
both.
location.
Follow me on YouTube
There we go.
at PHNX Sports.
PHNX Sports, there we go. And of course, you can
Great
follow
shout.
the pod at PHNX__ rising because double the underscores.
Double the vacations taken by Max Simpson.
It is kind of true, to be fair, and I feel a bit harsh bagging on him because I was just on vacation and we'll be going on vacation again soon. But,
Double the trophies for New Mexico. 2 times 0 is...
He's still zero. Still zero. So shout out War a Trophy for New Mexico. Can we give him a big round of applause one more time? New Mexico United. They don't have an FC on the end. They've been very explicit that they do not have an FC on the end. Because they are not a football club. They are a banter club by the looks.
Great show.
Banter club indeed. Right. Well, Rees, I'm going to let you kind of finish this sign off now and I'm going to throw it to you. Or in fact, you know what? We'll let Max do the honors. Because, you know, it's a beautiful game, but it's way more beautiful
When I'm not here.
We all silly like the mayor.